Beyond Galaxyland is a rather brief sci-fi adventure in the style of a classic pixelated turn-based and real-time RPG. Here you follow Doug and his pals and humanity through the catastrophe that is slowly destroying the cosmos and all sentient creatures. It's more than capable of immersing you in an entertaining experience, but there is a serious flaw with the RPG component as a whole. It has a lot of work put into it, as the story builds up nicely over time, but when you eventually start to grow emotionally attached to each character, that being Pablo or even Boom Boom, including the overarching story, the game just ends. The ending is basically you deciding what happens, with so many loose ends that haven't been tied. There could have been so much more added into it. Think of it like this: if you have a new game plus in a game like this, which doesn't actually add anything else, you could have added in a different path to save the universe, or get some more background story. Everything just felt so predictable, from the plot twists or even the ending, which I said to myself out loud as I was approaching the finale. Wouldn't it be funny if it ended there? The story does not truly end. It reaches a high point before leaving a lot more to be desired. Everything about this game's design was stunning. They didn't appear to skimp on creativity when it came to their world, the sceneries, lo-fi music, foes, and most significantly, all of the bosses that could be defeated as a side quest challenge. Using a wide range of different genres of music was a bit surprising, because while I don't like dubstep, they incorporated it rather well in certain fights, while also using great emotional music at the appropriate times, and of course having many different features like racing, photography, creature capturing, and even capturing bosses, granting you their powerful abilities. I thought this was extremely cool. Even if I didn't realize that I could capture bosses until halfway through the game, the idea of being able to capture almost anything was enough to satisfy me. The gameplay is typical of a classic RPG, traveling from location to location, completing the quests that are assigned to you, as well as one thing that I actually enjoy seeing in games: the freedom to do anything you want, whenever you want. Outside of the section of the game that has a level restriction that caught me off guard, I ended up spending about 3 hours power leveling, which I always love doing, becoming super strong and cruising through the rest of the game. The combat itself is relatively self-explanatory. You can use summons, attack directly, or even use special skills to help you. Equipping yourself with combo items to provide more TP for a longer string of combo attacks, such as adding blind and weaken to somebody like Robert, to increase your chances of landing one in a long string, is ideal because he has the highest base TP, whereas somebody like Pablo has the better chance at using summons. And of course, if you time it right, you can mitigate incoming damage. I just don't see the appeal with newer RPGs making things so restrictive, giving the player less flexibility in where they can go and what they can do. I guess you could say I'm the type who jumps into games as a level 1 and tries to, but obviously fails to kill the endgame bosses without doing anything else. I wanted to cherish this experience, but despise it because everything was taken away from you in such a short period of time when it was really starting to get good. If you're looking for an extremely fascinating and well-designed sci-fi RPG with a lot of potential but nothing to show in the end, Beyond Galaxyland is good at providing you this. The additional options that they add to a new game plus does not provide enough incentive to play through several times. All it does is make the game more difficult. I just honestly believe that this game was not completed. Each chapter is referred to as a season, which initially gave me the impression that it would be more than just 2. Perhaps there will be something in the future, and for how low of a price this game is, it provides exactly what you would expect for 12 to 15 hours of gameplay with not much satisfying storytelling due to the abrupt ending.